So let us bring in Amazon's historic financials to drive our forecast of revenue going forward. So let us reference to the world data tab, reference to revenue from 2016 to the year 2020. We have that set up there. So we have revenue 2016 to 2020 set up that we can take total revenue and fill it to the end of our data. We have that in place there. So in order to account for the operating expenses, let us reference to the raw data tab. So we have here the operating expenses. We begin with the cost of sales. We can fill fulfillment that with Control D. We can fill it right. For the operating leases, we're gonna come to that later on. Let us account for the marketing. We have marketing right here. You can copy the paste it here, all on a clause up to the other operating expenses. So for the operating lease expense, this gonna come from, we go to the raw data tab, we go all the way down and grab operating lease expense. We have that here, cash paid for operating leases. We have that in place, we can fill this right. But then we have to deduct from fulfillment the operating lease expense so that we are not double counting. We already have that expense in our fulfillment cost, so we are not double counting. So we have that in place there. So for the total operating expenses, we can sum all of those. We can figure that right. The operating income for the historic period is going to be total net sales. Then we deduct the total operating expenses. You can figure that right. So now let us bring in the interest expense, interest income, and other income from the raw data tab. So let us bring this. We can copy this. So the total non-operating income is going to be, we sum all of those to account for the earnings before income taxes. It's going to be equal to, so the profit before taxes we have that in place there. So for the provision for income taxes, we already have, we can also bring that from the raw data tab. We have the provisions there on the equity method investment activity net of task. we can also copy that all across. So the net income is gonna be the sum of all of those there. So we have that in place. So we can go back we have that in place there. Just to double check, so we have that in place. So we can do the same thing for the balance sheet items. So for the balance sheet, let us grab, here we have cash and cash equivalents. We have restricted cash, but if you scroll to the raw data, we can see that we don't have the restricted cash here. So in order to account for restricted cash on Amazon's cash and cash equivalent balance, we have to develop a supporting schedule for that. So right here we have a supporting schedule for the restricted cash and cash equivalent. So we can grab that, go to the raw data tab, and we grab the cash and cash equivalents, the restricted cash included in account receivables net, and also the